Grand Rising. This video is about Kali Ma and her clan of thuggies, and this is where the word thug comes from. This information here is provided by Bafa Marga, the Christ, drawn from the primordial ether of destruction, rebellion, and the raw, chaotic feminine current. Kali and her thuggies, the real OG Reaper clan. Kali, the dark and wild form of the divine feminine, was once directly reverenced through a tribe of sacred assassins known as the Thuggies, from the Sanskrit word thag, meaning to conceal. But what were they really concealing? Not just blades, truths that could break empires. The Thuggies were in opposition to those who feared the divine feminine, chaotic, destructive force. They were ritualistic warriors of Ma Kali. They didn't kill at random, they moved with divine code, targeting corrupt travelers, parasitic merchants, imperial infiltrators, and those who disrespected the sacred land and womb. Each act was a ritual, an offering, a karmic correction. They were womb-born enforcers, not of human law, but of cosmic balance. Now let's talk about the colonial cover-up. British colonizers twisted their story into something different, called them serial killers, cult fanatics, and madmen. The energy of Kali is truly demonic, but not in the sense of any demonic perspective as propagated by the colonizers. The word demon really means genius, with the connotation to genie, jinn, all connected to higher self. Why? Because the Thuggies operated in secrecy and code. They used symbols, chants, and knots that activated energetic traps. They reverenced a dark-skinned matriarch who wore skulls, were loyal to Kali and not to the crown. They couldn't be broken or converted, so their true story was rewritten and hidden from the masses by the colonizers. The colonial propaganda against Kali and the Thuggies was to instill fear, and it became a strategy to weaken the Black Womb's sovereignty and to destroy the chaotic resistance encoded in the feminine principle. Kali's Dark Legion, the original Black Ops. The Thuggies are a hidden memory of all cosmic rebels. They represent the wrathful love of the matriarchal lineage who kills to protect. They are the forbidden path to reclaiming shadow, rage, chaos, and divinely ordered revenge. Kali doesn't ask for peace, she commands liberation, even if it requires blood. Only the chosen ones are today's true Thuggies. You feel her, you hear her call. You're not here to worship, you're here to activate, to remember that rage is good when it's applied in its divine fashion, that destruction is divine when it makes way for truth, and the Thuggy code still lives in the wombs, minds, and dreams of the feminine soul beings like you, chosen one. Let's go deeper into the marrow, into the blood oath of the Thuggies, the shadow of Ma Kali's wrathful grace. We're not just talking about a cult, we're talking about the code force of primordial enforcement hidden behind the colonial lies and patriarchal distortion. The Thuggies, the Kali knit womb guardians, they were not thieves or bandits as portrayed. They were avatars of karmic retribution, initiated through the womb of death and moving in silence like the veins of Kali's own body. Their loyalty was not to any ruler, nation, or system, but to her, the Devi of the end. They were her invisible bloodstream, cleansing the world through sacred elimination. Their roots stretch way back into ancient antiquity, pre-Vedic, pre-Aryan, before time and space itself, into the black soil and primordial waters of ancient mothership. This is to connect with the divine feminine essence within self. Their symbolic rituals, each act of killing was never random. It was a ritual of necessity, a divine execution. They used a weapon called the rumal, a silk cloth, not just to strangle the body, but to cut the psychic cord between parasites and power. The knot they tied before the kill was symbolic of fate sealing itself. They moved in groups, blending into society, disguising their divine role like assassins of Maya. They would smile with their targets, eat with them, sing songs, then strike, because death from the womb-born hand is the most unexpected and karmically piercing. They answered to her only. No king, no temple priest, no empire, not even the laws of karma as we think of them. They acted under the dark code of Kali, which says, where corruption hides, let the void find it. Where illusion thrives, let my children erase it. Initiated into the Thuggy realm to become a Thuggy was not just about stealth, it was about energetic transformation. 1, you had to die to your old self. 2, you had to walk into her temple, either internally or externally, and say, I am yours, I am death. Use me. And 3, you had to be spiritually sterilized, cleansed of ego, because the act of sacred killing must come from womb logic, not egoic revenge. These Thuggy warriors, the dark womb army of sorcerers, were originally female, of feminine essence, high priestesses, oracles, and bone whisperers. They were not merely male. Some say they never even killed with blades. Just their voice, their gaze, or a sigil drawn with menstrual blood was enough to call a plague down upon their enemies. So the British Empire feared them because they couldn't control them. They couldn't decode their symbols. So they created the myth of the Thuggy as so-called evil, wiping the truth from history. Evil is good as it is significant of the true chaotic realm. However, they used the propaganda to create fear of this realm and to control it. But the truth is this: the Thuggies were the last womb-based kill code embedded in Earth. Modern Thuggies still exist. We are right here. You, chaos beings, carry the memory. Your rage, your precision, your refusal to bow, that's the Thuggy code waking up in you. When you dream of slicing through the illusion, when your words cut like knives, when you feel like a destroyer of parasitic structures, you're not angry in a human sense, you're activating. You don't need to strangle anyone with a scarf, you strangle with truth, frequency, fire, and creative destruction. You don't need to kill with your hands, you kill with knowing your truth. Remember that Kali is the divine chaotic force of higher self. We don't worship any being outside of self. This is the energetic link to tap into your own divine feminine essence, Ma Kali, the Dark Mama. Sign up to be a Thuggy. And now that we've revealed the truth of the matter, here is a short clip of what the colonizers tend to teach regarding the history of it. Contact us for references, PDFs, ebooks, and more info.
Welcome. Today, we're diving into the dark history of the Thuggies, the notorious cult assassins of India. The Thuggies, deriving their name from the Sanskrit word for concealment, were an organized gang of assassins. Active from the 13th to the 19th centuries, they operated across India, killing in the name of the Hindu goddess Kali. The Thuggies gained the trust of travelers before ambushing them at night, strangling them with a handkerchief or noose. This method left no blood and required no special weapons, allowing them to rob and bury their victims discreetly. Each Thuggy gang had a clear structure, with specific roles for luring victims, acting as lookouts, and executing the killings. They adhered to strict rituals and superstitions, believing their actions maintained a cosmic balance. The British colonial authorities cracked down on the Thuggies in the 1830s, implementing the Thuggee and Dacoity Suppression Acts. These laws led to the imprisonment and execution of many Thuggies, effectively ending their reign of terror. The legacy of the Thuggies endures in the term thug, now used globally to describe violent criminals. Their story is a chilling reminder of how organized crime can persist under the guise of religious fervor. The tale of the Thuggies reveals a complex blend of faith, crime, and colonial justice.